I like the concept of righteous flirting. And I get a lot of raised eyebrows and questions of what do you mean by righteous flirting? Part of it is that people usually associate, and if you look it up in the dictionary, flirting is oftentimes looked at as being manipulative, as something that we're trying to do in order to be seductive or take advantage of someone, especially sexually. But I like the concept of righteous flirting because I think there's an interaction between men and women that can be very godly and healthy. Now, maybe some of what I need to lay the groundwork here is a lot of our sexual expression takes place in what I call social sexuality or gender sexuality. That is that each of us are men and women, and therefore when we come into any relationships, we bring our masculinity or our femininity into that relationship. And so much of our sexual relating has nothing to do with erotic sexual relating. It really is in that arena of social sexuality, of it's bringing our masculinity and femininity. Now I realize in social sexuality, all of us as humans, we still have horny, we still have libido desire, we still have that ability to get attracted, to get aroused by femininity, masculinity. So within social sexuality, we try to be careful to boundary the erotic part of it, the erotic feelings, because obviously if we act on every one of our erotic feelings, we're going to be in trouble, rather than letting our mind discipline our feelings as we do in other areas of life. But social sexuality then should include a lot of righteous flirting. Okay, how would I define righteous flirting? Well, that would be flirting that would help someone become an even more complete and competent and confident, maybe confident would be a good word, man or woman. So that if I am flirting with one of my female sisters in Christ, another woman, I'm realizing that I'm married and there's certain types of flirting that wouldn't be appropriate. But that idea that I can enjoy her femininity, so that so often I will say, if I am talking with a man, I don't know, sometimes we wonder, can we flirt with men in terms of, and I always tell, well, it needs to be violent and it needs to be, more masculine. But there's a part of it that we really can bring out the gender and make us feel more confident as a man and woman for the interaction. Some of that's just compliments. Some of it is the banter that can take place where we're flirting, but we still have boundaries. We realize that this isn't our woman, this isn't our Eve, but we're enjoying. This isn't our Adam, this isn't our husband, or even husband-to-be probably. But we're still enjoying and helping it. A good example to me of flirting would be I have a 94-year-old mother-in-law, and she doesn't have any men in her life anymore, really, except me, an occasional person that visits from the church that's near the old folks' home, the nursing home. So when I go there, she's always building me up and talking about how good I look and how my hair looks so good, and she loves my bow ties, and she'll talk about how proud she is because she knows that I do a lot of teaching, and she'll say, where'd you teach this month? And what have you done? Like I will explain to her, I've been doing some videos. And so she and I have a male-female interaction that both of us walking away feeling better for it. So let me encourage you to think that through, that you especially as singles, especially as collegians, have a lot of same-sex and opposite-sex relationships that will be, to me, powerfully influenced because of our gender, because of our sexuality, and that we can righteously flirt. We can bring out the best in each other. We can have that kind of banter. We can have that given. I think a part of righteous flirting can even just be eye contact with eyes that twinkle, and we look at each other and we're just glad to be talking to someone at a party or at a sorority or a fraternity, or we're just glad to be there. So I would encourage you, think through that concept, okay, that we do have social sexuality. In the midst of our social sexuality, we still can be sexually aroused and attracted. There still is libido, there still is horny. We can boundary that, we can manage that, we can discipline that in a way that allows us to enjoy having opposite sex friendships that are very meaningful because they are gendered, that they indeed have feminine and masculine traits that we are bringing into it. Righteous flirting.